1590. This is KVTA, and this is the Lynn Fairley and Fabulous Friend Shows. I really have a treat for you today, but I must tell you, this is a recorded show because I'm actually in the Solstice Parade right now. I am Toto. I am Dorothy's dog, Toto, and it's still time for you to come on up to Santa Barbara and see all the after parties. Just go straight up Garden off of the 101 for about 3-4 miles, and you'll find Alameda Park, and that's where it's all going to be happening tomorrow night and Sunday night. It's a non-stop party for Solstice. So happy Solstice, everybody. This next song is going to introduce the most awesome guests I think I've ever had. Here it goes.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. I walk this empty street.
All right, Green Day. You know who chose that song? Cole Spence. Welcome, Cole Spence.
Yay!
Yay! And Kainoa is here. Please tell me your last name again.
Leivas.
Kainoa Leivas. Both hockey stars, pro hockey guys, on their way to hockey forever, are here to teach me, the class dons, what hockey is all about. I know nothing about it. I've seen it briefly on TV. It looks terrifying, amazing, hard to do. It's super interesting, way more interesting than baseball. Oh, what a snore that is. And even basketball, because it's faster paced since you're on skates. Now, I don't even know how to skate, so I'm super, super amazed by hockey. So, you guys, tell me what it's like, first of all, what it's like to learn how to skate, and how old were you, Cole, when you first started skating?
Falling, tripping, and being checked a lot. And tripped.
And tripped. And how old were you when all that started?
6.
6. Okay, no?
I started when I was 9.
Wow. And similar experience?
Yeah.
Okay, why did you want to skate in the first place? In order to play hockey?
Oh, my friend wanted me to play with them, but he never did. So I kept going.
Good for you. And Cole, why did you start skating? In order to play hockey?
When I saw this awesome sport, I watched the LA Kings play, and I was like, wow, that is awesome. And I said, hey, Dad, I want to play. And he said, it's expensive.
Everybody, this is Tom Spence's son, Scottish ancestry. Okay, there I said it. And I've been pitching Tom Spence for, I don't know, year and a half to get Cole on the air. Is that about right?
Yeah, it's probably about right. The way we started off too, when Cole first skated, he was on his butt probably 50 of the 60 minutes. But when he got off the ice, he said, I want to play hockey. So we're like, okay. And what is it, 4.5 years later, Cole's skating, and Kainoa's skating, and they're both great.
And are you guys on the same team?
No.
No. Oh, okay, great. So I have different perspectives already. Did you ever skate on the same team?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you on arch enemy teams?
No.
No, so you don't have to play against each other?
No.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so no fights are breaking out here in radio station, right? Okay, so since I know nothing about hockey, Cole, you have to explain to me, what are the blue lines for on the ice?
The blue lines are for like, if there were no blue lines, you'll be like, what's offsides?
Okay, what's offsides? Seriously, I don't know.
Offsides
Yeah.
is, so, the puck is like at the other side of the ice, and between the red line and blue line, there's someone on the ice, and there's someone on the blue line, and there's someone like about to score, that's offsides.
What, Kainoa, why don't you give the, what happens if the player goes into the zone before the puck?
Then they whistle it offsides.
Oh, I see. Okay. And the puck. What's a puck? Seriously, I'm a class dummy.
Well,
Is that black thing you guys are chasing around?
yeah, it's like a little black rubber circular thing.
It is rubber.
Yes.
Oh, does it hurt? Did you get hit with it?
A lot, yeah.
A lot. Wow, why don't they make it, well, I guess it wouldn't slide very easily, would it? Not like a Smurf. Yeah, that wouldn't work. Be air hockey, wouldn't it? Okay, so just like basketball, do you take the puck to the center and someone flip a coin? How do you start the game, Cole?
So you you like there's a face off. There's a referee, of course, and they drop the puck. They like slap their sticks on the puck. They like slap it to the defense. The defense puts it to the other side of the net.
Okay, good sound effects there. Now that slap, that stick is kind of a long L-shaped thing. Kind of looks a little bit like a wooden golf club, right?
It's curvy though.
Oh, it's curvy. And what's it made of?
It's made out of wood and
What's your stick made out of?
Carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber. Okay. Is it heavy, kind of?
No.
Not heavy?
No. Not at all.
Really? That's amazing. But balanced well enough, I would imagine, to be able to whack that hard rubber thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And you do all this on skates. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Okay. Now, Cole, what do you wear?
a lot of pads.
A lot of pads. Yeah, from like back and front. Are you padded?
You have like
Like-
pants, knee pads, shoulder pads, elbow pads, a helmet, of course. You all know that.
I don't. Okay, do you have a face mask like a catcher in a baseball game?
No, it's a helmet. But
Wow.
with the cage, some are like Crosby has, since he got out of that hit.
He broke his jaw, right?
He broke his jaw.
And who's this? Is this a famous hockey player?
Who does he play for?
The Penguins.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He got his jaw broken, but in the pros, they only have to have
The visor.
the visor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they go clear glass. With the kids, you're caged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
it's much like you were correct in the
Kinda like a
catcher's mask
catcher's mitt type
situation. Yeah, it's a pretty good cage, and you can take a good whack, right?
Yeah. I've taken it.
Yeah, and you're giving a few.
Yeah.
Both of these guys have hard shots.
And what is hard shot? Who wants to tell me?
A hard shot is when you like put the puck on your stick, put it back, and you shoot it. You can get it high.
Oh, you lift it up off the ice?
Yeah.
That's a hard
You
shot.
don't like lift it. That's called like flipping the pancake.
That's funny. Okay, so this is not IHOP. Little pancake joke. Okay, so you try not to flip it, but if you hit it hard enough and it flies, okay, sorry, it flew. Right? And the ref is the one who would decide if that was a pancake or a real hard shot?
Well, actually, the problem with pancaking is a lot of the kids get caught up in the fact that they want to lift the puck.
Yeah, and it's not very accurate or powerful.
No, because it doesn't have much of a I can say that, trajectory. I would imagine, but if you hit it just right, it would fly right out of the stadium like a baseball.
Yeah, or kind of like a frisbee, it spins perfectly.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that thing's spinning all the time. Forgot about that part. Oh my word, this is complicated.
And when we were talking earlier, one of the big things is sometimes the more effort somebody puts into the shot, the less effective it is because of big windup. Some of the
Right.
guys can just wrist it.
Yep.
Wow, what an amazing skill to acquire. That's remarkable. Okay, so my husband's a dentist, right? So what comes to my mind is keeping all these choppers you got here so you can eat pancakes. So if you have a cage, do you have a bite guard or some kind of something that's
Mouth
gonna-
guard.
Yeah.
A mouth guard? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that attached to the mess so you don't swallow it accidentally?
Well, sometimes if you're like really good with mouth guard, if you can't swallow it, you can like cut the string off.
I'm lost, a little bit lost on that.
Some of the guards are attached to the cage, and
Okay.
some guys just have them in their mouth.
Yeah.
And some guys don't even put them in their mouth.
Oh, Daddy's looking at the sun. Has that happened to you, Cole, that maybe sort of spaced out the mouth guard once or twice?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, well, it's really important, let me tell you, because my husband is a dentist. Trust me, you don't want to go to the dentist. Have you been to the dentist before?
Haven't been there in a long time.
You do want to go regularly for cleaning, stuff like that, but you don't want to go because you got a hockey puck stuck in there. Trust me on that one. All right, so what's next? We have what's the name of how you start the game? The toss?
The face off.
The
Face off, thank you. Sorry, face off. All right, so it goes to the defense, then what happens after that?
You try to put it in the other, like in the offensive zone, which is the other team's part of the ice,
Okay.
and try to score.
Okay, so this is set up, this court is similar, so it's not like a football game. This court is similar to a basketball court,
Yeah.
so that there's a known side. The sides don't change when you change possession of the puck, like you would in football or at halftime.
Right.
But rather the court's set up like a basketball court, where this is your basket and this is your basket, but I imagine not called a basket. What
It's also much like soccer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sliding soccer. So then you have goalies, is that
Yes.
right? So those are goals on either end.
Yeah.
And are they netted like, I seem to remember that kind of on TV, netted like a soccer
Yeah.
field net? Okay. Who stands there? That would be the goalie?
Right.
Okay. Now, is he wearing extra clothes, Cole?
Yeah, he wears extra pads,
Okay.
like a bigger shin pad and a bigger elbow pads, and they don't have knee pads because they have these big goalie pads.
Okay, like shin.
Somebody's
pads or
brother's a
something?
goalie, right?
Yeah. My brother's a goalie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so how much extra stuff is he putting on?
Well, it's not really extra. It's just extra protection, and it's very well padded. It's ridiculous. But he has a bigger chest protection, bigger leg guards, and then his skates are different. They're just like a bit thicker and a bit longer.
Oh, they are. How come?
I'm not sure.
Maybe to be able to put the brakes on? Because he's not sliding back and forth on the floor, right?
Yeah.
He's just more like putting the brakes on a lot, right? Having
Yeah.
to like eat the ice with his skates a little bit. Doing all kinds of movements here you can't see on the radio, but trust me, it's cute. Especially Cole, you're really good at all the like body language stuff. Thank you for that. Okay, so how long does the whole game last, and then we'll break it down.
Well,
How much time do you
it's
have on the clock?
20 minutes each period, which there's 3 periods, so it's about an hour.
It can go into overtime too, because if the game's tied, it can go into overtime, and if it's tied again, another overtime. Tied again, overtime, and so on.
Oh, my
Now,
word.
that's how it goes in the Stanley
hockey,
Cup.
yeah.
In regular hockey, you have an overtime, and then you
a
have,
shootout.
and the
What?
shootouts can be pretty. Tell them about the shootouts.
Shootout?
Tell them.
The shootout, it's like a one-on-one, the player that's going to shoot against the goalie, and you can only make like one move or one shot, and if you miss, the next team goes, and it goes on until it's like best 2 out of 3.
Is that sort of like sudden death?
And it's very dramatic. It's,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
one of the
it's
brilliant
exciting.
things about hockey is the overtime's nuts in a regular season game because they're going at it for 5 minutes on the
Yeah.
overtime, right? And then if it's tied there, this one-on-one, it's just the goalie taking the one guy skating at him. And you guys have had this situation in practice. It's also known during the game as a penalty shot.
Oh, okay. So when they, like in basketball again, they line up, when everybody's sitting there, one guy's trying to shoot his penalty shot. Similar type of thing will happen. One guy will skate toward the goalie?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so that would be 3 20-minute sessions?
Periods. Yes.
Periods. And what do you do? Are there ever any breaks in there? Like after
Yeah,
20 you get a break or so?
After like the first period, you have like water, and the coaches have a little pep talk. But in the NHL, they have a big break.
And a big
They're
pep talk.
lucky.
Yeah, it's true now. That's a great point, Cole. What is the break when we're playing hockey at our league? It's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's the only time you really get to rest is when like maybe the goalie catches the puck and he holds on to it, then they blow the whistle and you like switch lines. That's probably like the only break you'll ever get.
Wow, that's intense. The guy actually catches it. Does he have like a mitt? Like
Yeah.
he can catch it. Is he the only guy that's allowed to put his hands on it, basically?
You can actually catch the puck but not close your hand, because if you close your hand it's a penalty. But you can like grab it out of midair and just drop it. You can't really toss it.
Oh, that's interesting. So in case one of those flank shots gets away from somewhere and it is headed out of the stadium, we can bring it back in a game. Do you have backup pucks also?
Well, yeah, tons.
Oh, tons. Okay, that makes sense. Now, they also clean the ice, right, at some point? Would that be after each session?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Really, why? Why do you clean the ice? Cole?
Because if there's like if there's like a lot of like marks on the ice, and there's like too many, they need to polish it.
Yeah, it gets pretty rough when the aggressive skating, even with the kids, the smooth ice at the end of a good period of hard play is fairly rough. Now, in your games, they don't Zamboni during the game because you only take the minute break.
Yeah.
And so it goes quick. But in the pros, since they have the longer break, two of them, it's the ice is cleaned on both. As a matter of fact, at Kings games, at any pro game, even during the breaks, the girls come out and shovel up some ice too, which I think is a little puffery, but what the heck?
It's like the halftime show, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the Laker girls on skates.
I love it. Cold, probably, right?
Everybody, yeah. It's just part of the fun of pro hockey. But what these guys play is interesting because it's very rapid. It's very quick. It's nonstop.
Gosh, that's got to be tiring for you guys. Are you wiped out by the end of one of these?
No.
No. You like ready to run around the block?
Well, sometimes I get really hungry and I feel like buying like a video of like Quick Draw McGraw and so on.
All right, Cole. Yeah, he always wants a buck to go to the snack machine. But it is as fast as it goes for you guys. How long is the shift?
Maybe like 45 seconds or less.
Golly, that's really something.
So talk about the changes.
It's like, I guess you just cycle. When you get tired and the puck's not in your guys' zone, you can switch with another player.
Is that up to you or the coach?
If you're too long, it's probably up to the coach, but if you're really tired, you can do it yourself.
So you go and tag someone out, and do you get to choose who that is?
Well, it's the next person that's about to go on.
Oh, I see. So there's a lineup on the bench of people who
Yeah.
are considered good, bad, warm, cold, tired, whatever, ready to go. Okay, and who decides that lineup?
The coach.
The coach. Is there one coach or many coaches?
Well,
Assistant coaches.
yeah.
Okay. Are there line coaches, like base coaches?
No.
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 Okay. And do these referees skate backwards the whole game, basically?
No.
No, pretty much though, right? Because they got to be watching it coming toward them, and then turn around watching it coming back toward them the other way, right?
Well, when they're at the boards, like when the play's at the boards, they have to like use the boards to jump.
Okay, what are the boards? Remember, I'm the dunce.
It's like the wall where it keeps the puck inside the ice, so if it wasn't there, then the puck would be like everywhere.
Like Tehachapi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can like use the boards to bounce the puck around another player and go off on your own.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I was wondering about the blue lines. So the boards, you can go outside the blue lines and hit the boards and bring the puck back into the court. I'm confused about the court. That's my biggest problem. Can you help me?
Yeah, well, the sheet of ice, the playing surface, has two blue lines and a red line at center. So what happens with the boards, and you can imagine maybe in the very, very early days of hockey, perhaps they just played on a big lake. But then they started saying, wow, this puck keeps going away. So maybe they put up some little barriers to stop the puck from going away. Then maybe somebody said, hey, you know, these little barriers are kind of nice because we can play off of them. Then they made them stronger. So the thing about hockey that people don't realize, unlike just about every other sport, in hockey, you cannot run out of bounds. There's no out of bounds. The puck goes to the corner. You have to be brave enough and have the wherewithal to go in after it, knowing that somebody can follow right in and do what to you?
Smash you.
But what's it called?
Hitting. Checking.
Checking.
Checking. I've
Checking
heard this
is the
term,
key
checking.
thing in hockey. So what happens in hockey is everything becomes part of play. You play the puck off the boards. You play the puck off of players. You know, you can. It's very exciting. It's so continuous. That's why it's such a fun sport to watch. Isn't it hard to watch other sports after you've done hockey?
Yeah.
Like boring, right? Super boring.
Yeah.
Do you like any other sport, Cole?
No.
That would be a no. Okay, that's interesting. You know what? Since I've only seen a little snippet of it on TV, would I be able to come watch one of your games someday? Because I'm really fascinated. Because this thing of nobody ever going out of bounds has finally got my head wrapped around the court issue. Because I thought those lines meant you couldn't skate over the lines, and then you were out. Like you might be, out in on a football field. So thank you, Spence, for straightening that part out.
And what Kainoa was saying about the line changes, it's another brilliant part of the game because as you go, you're going so hard and so fast. The line changes are 45 seconds to a minute. And you got to get off the ice, but you can't get off the ice and leave yourself vulnerable. You've got to really be good at when you change the players, because if you make the mistake and have two jump off the ice could be wide open for the other team to attack. So it's constant strategy. So for the coach, think about it. Every minute he's making a coaching change.
Right.
Oh, that's remarkable. Wow. So how many minimum players have to be on the ice for each team?
5.
Okay, so you could mess up slightly there and accidentally have maybe 6 or 4 and whoops,
Well,
game over?
If
Wow.
there's like 6 on the ice and on the other team 5, it's called
Well, that's you have too many men on the ice and you will be penalized for that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
In the other situation where there is a penalty, they then call it a,
Power play.
and that's another unique thing about hockey, because what happens, okay, a penalty is committed against your team. So what happens?
Then we're on the penalty kill for 2 minutes, which is the other team has one more player than we do, which is a 5-on-4.
That's called a penalty kill.
Yeah, if we're the defending team.
So someone has to sit out on your team,
Yeah, in the penalty box.
and you guys have to. Oh, I've always wondered why that dude was sitting there. So you have to try and play one guy less for 2 whole minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is an amazing sport.
And occasionally you go 2 men short
Right.
when there's another penalty, and that's really wicked, because then the team is basically defending for their life as the other team has a 2-man advantage.
Is there ever more than 2 guys in there?
They can penalize more than 2 people, but you never have more than 2 people off the ice.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the way it goes. But the penalty kill and the power play call are pretty fun.
Yep.
Fun. Wow, they sound very challenging to me, frankly. My goodness. Okay, so what's your favorite part of the game, Cole?
Shooting and scoring.
Well, very good. How many have you scored in one game? What's your best?
Well, I don't really get hat tricks, but I usually get like 2 goals often.
Okay, well, isn't this a very low-scoring game? In other words, the overall score of a whole hockey game could be 2-0. Am I wrong? Probably.
Because other people can score too.
They can, but what's the total? Like, what's the biggest score anybody scored in hockey in your memory?
Well, what just happened in the Stanley Cup?
The Blackhawks just beat the Boston Bruins 6-5.
That's a very high-scoring game.
Okay, so that's what I figured.
That's fairly high. But again, if we do mathematics, what's one thing that's funny? In hockey, the average score is 4 to 5 goals per game. Never say points in hockey, they're goals.
Oh.
Just like in baseball, it's not points, it's runs. It's very important.
Yes, it is.
But when you look at a hockey game, they'll say, oh, it was only 3-2. But you say, hey, knucklehead, if you're playing football, they count them by 7. So it's 21-14. So it's still virtually the same amount of actual
yes.
scoring. They just point them out differently.
Yes, it is actually. Yeah, they
So-
count it out differently, right?
But the game can be very quick, very fast, and you can have a 1-0 or you can have a 6-5.
So 2 goals in one game is awesome. And your best?
Playing when I used to play in-house, which is like not really such a big team. We played this team and I scored like 6 goals.
Wow, that's amazing.
He's quite good.
I guess so.
He's quite the skater. He gets around too. Cole's a good skater with some great shooting skills. And when you see the kids go little by little by little and see how good they get, and when you get on to travel and you play some of the other teams, it gets pretty competitive.
I bet it does. Man, that's something. Okay, so let's go back to checking. Can you define what checking is for me, please, Cole?
It's like, okay, so you're at the board, you have a puck, someone comes at you, they go like shoulder first into the boards, and
Trying to hit the other guy, basically? With his
Well,
body,
that-
like body to body?
yeah, body to body, and they're like trying to battle for the puck.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see. So they're both trying to get to this itsy-bitsy thing on the ground with all the pads and stuff, so they're going to get in each other's way anyway, but then maybe some dude is going to, like, try and push the other guy out? Does that sort of happen? That shoulder push? Is that what you meant by the shoulder?
That's called elbowing.
Now,
Oh,
one of the issues
okay.
too with checking, if you take a run at somebody, it's then called
Boarding.
boarding is the penalty. So if you take a wild run at somebody, you're not allowed to do that. But it is remarkable how hard somebody can hit you when they take the 2 steps they're allowed.
Right.
They can come in pretty hard. And that's why you hear that boom when somebody goes into the boards.
You really do.
It can get ridiculous. You're like really, football is a huge contact sport. Hockey has a lot of excellent contact.
Yeah, excellent contact. But then there's a ref trying to make sure it doesn't go overboard, and they'll take you out for elbowing
Or boarding.
or boarding or
Slashing.
what?
Slashing.
What's that?
So you like, if someone's on a breakaway, you like whack their stick on their like knee or anywhere. That's called slashing.
Well, that would hurt.
And slashing quite a lot. If you try a poke check or a little lift of the stick, there's a way to do it that's legal.
Right. And there's also when you slash their stick and it breaks in half. That's also slashing.
Wow, you can slash that hard, or you both. Yeah, I mean, I guess the impact of you moving anyway on skates could also hit it just right. Huh?
The referees will look at it a lot with intent. If you're going down at the skates and down at the puck, you can take some pretty wicked whacks, right, Cole? You can take some
Yep.
pretty good swings. But if you start going up at the knee, you're going to get called.
Yeah.
My goodness. Folks, you're listening to Hockey Champs here on News Talk 1590 KBTI. I'm Lynn Fairley. We're going to take a short break, as we usually do at this time in my show. Salute a vet, come right back and learn a whole lot more about hockey, women in hockey, maybe a little bit of the history in hockey, and whatever else you guys want to talk about. So Spence, take us out and bring us back in with another cool tune.
We've got a shoe.
Our debt to the heroic men and valiant women in the service of our country can never be repaid. They have earned our undying gratitude. America will never forget their sacrifices. President Harry S. Truman wrote that. You go to cdva.ca.gov or chaplains&ptsd.com. Should you ever need help, please do that. Check those both out. All right, I'm going to salute out to a wave. Marie Connolly Galicchio of Ventura enlisted as a wave in August 1944. Yes, she trained as a surgical nurse and eventually served at the hospital on the Marine base at Quantico, Virginia. Thank you, Marie, and your family for your service. Also, I got another little announcement, two of them. I told you about this once before. Bring Me Home. It's an adoption festival at the Ventura Harbor at the end of Spinnaker, across from Harbor Cove Beach on the lawn next to the Harbor Cove. This Saturday, today, actually, it's going on. It goes on till 5 o'clock. If you remember, I had a little Miss California, Christina Meredith, on my show last week. Adorable person. She'll be there in person. You'll be able to go meet her. You'll be easy to spot. She'll have a little California sash on. This is a Bring Your Fido, a dog-friendly day for the whole family. Of course, we're hoping that you might have a heart to take home, a cat or a dog. Ventura Breeze sponsors this. There's plenty of fun things for the kids to do. Hot dogs right off the barbecue and all that kind of stuff. So go down to the harbor for the Bring Me Home Adoption Festival. One more. We got the Lavender Festival coming up, the 10th Annual Ojai Lavender Festival on the 29th. We'll talk about this too. Livy Park, I'll tell you a little bit about it more. Again, next week you're going to have lavender plants, products, aromatherapy, live music, arts, crafts, jewelry. About 1,000 people come to that. It's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful, beautiful event up in Ojai. Be sure to attend that. All right, we're going to come right back in. If you're just tuning in, this show's recorded today because I'm at Solstice Parade, but I have a wonderful, wonderful group of kids, Cole Spence and Kainoa, and I'm going to blow Kainoa's last name, so he'll tell you right when we come back. We're going to bring him right back on to talk about hockey, a little bit more about hockey with this song.
Is that Rage Against the Machine?
What?
Is that Rage Against the Machine?
No, we went with Pearl Jam. We'll go out with
Oh
Rage.
yeah. Rage.
Was that Noah's request? Did you say Pearl Jam? No. Oh, I thought you
He didn't care, so I chose him.
There we go.
All right, talking about hockey, there are many examples of games throughout history incorporating hitting a ball on an ice-covered surface which predate hockey. A game resembling golf on an ice-covered surface was popular in the Low Countries between the Middle Ages and the Dutch Golden Age. It was played with a wooden curved bat called a kolf, a wooden or leather ball, and two poles, or nearby landmarks with the objective to hit the chosen point using the least number of strokes. A similar game, not declared, probably didn't say that right, had been played for 1,000 years or more by the Vikings, as documented by the Icelandic sagas. However, modern hockey is believed to have evolved from outdoor drinking ball games adapted to the icy conditions of Canada during the 19th century. The games of British soldiers and immigrants to Canada may have influenced the game played on ice skates with sticks made by the people of Nova Scotia. Another theory is that the game was introduced by the Icelandic immigrants adapting the game of knatleir. These immigrants moved to Canada and the U.S. after the eruption of a volcano in Iceland in 1875. Immigrants from Iceland played for Canada, winning the very first Olympic medal in hockey. Wow, that's an old history, and there's a picture here of a bunch of guys in their coats and ties and hats and trousers and bloomers and socks, looking pretty ridiculous here in a 17th century Dutch painting. You can wiki this and see it for yourself. It's pretty funny looking. But today, I have two hockey champions, Cole Spence, Tom Spence, boy, and Kainoa. Please say your last name again.
Leivas.
Sorry I wrote that. So sorry. You guys are awesome. Now, you play for whom?
The Channel Island Riptide.
And how many people are in that team, and are there any women?
There's probably one girl, and there's 18 of us.
One girl. Wow,
Yes.
that's cool. So girls can play with boys?
Yeah.
Are there any all-girl hockey teams?
Yes.
Yes.
Lady
Is that right?
Rain.
So-
Lady Rain.
Lady Rain?
We crushed them in the tournament. I got 2 goals, straight good ones.
Oh my, you crushed Lady Rain, huh? Oh, those poor girls. Now, I bet you were not allowed to check them.
Yes.
Almost.
We are.
Almost not allowed?
Well, almost we were, but because they could check.
Okay, that's so not fair.
But we do have to remember that the coach of Cole's team is Coach Rachel, and she is an outstanding hockey player.
Yes.
Yeah, you watch her skate.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she was really good, and she also did fairly well in college. She did okay. She did really well. Well, Larry's your coach now, but your championship coach was Coach Rachel. This she took a team of little kids. That what was our first game? I think you guys lost 12-2. They got rocked, but little by little by little, this coach was excellent, and a female coach who is quite a skater.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. I'm so glad to hear that. Now, why can the girls check and the guys can't check back? What? Kind of give me an idea of how that.
We were a little bigger than them.
But I don't know if that's true. Kainoa, the girls hit pretty hard too, right?
Yeah. I've been hit once or twice by one, and I felt it.
Yeah, they get in. It's
Okay, no, that's why I said they
Yeah.
are allowed to check.
and they
But
are.
the guys are not allowed to check them.
Well, yes, we are, because it was kind of their choice to play the game.
Ew.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a very even playing surface, and one of the great things about the girls skating is a lot of them came out of figure skating, so they are tremendous ice skaters.
Right.
Oh, interesting. Sure.
Yeah, they're quite good, and they're they're very very aggressive players. So I definitely, when you see some people on the ice, it's funny when you see them pull their helmet off and you realize it's a girl skate.
Yeah. Oh, what a trip that would be.
Mhm.
My goodness. So, are there pro hockey teams that are all women?
That's a good question.
Well, I think only for the Olympics, because I've
Mm.
never seen any girls in the NHL.
Okay, so we need the LA Queens, huh?
Yeah, it would be great.
That would be great,
Cool.
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that
really
would
fun?
be that would be a good go. Now, Cole, one thing that we learned when we studied the history of hockey, what was the puck made out of in the real early days? What did they play with sometimes?
I want to say that just a little louder so our audience can make sure they heard that right.
Kaboom!
Oh.
They played.
Okay.
They literally did frozen poop, and they hit that around on the ice surface. It's absolutely true.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was just one of those things that came up in the early days of hockey. But watching these guys play, and with the girls playing too, it's a fun sport. It's a unique sport, and everybody who goes, you get the fever.
I've got it now.
It's really funny though. People who go to these games and watch them, and we love it when kids play soccer, football, or baseball, or anything else. But a lot of parents find other things to do when their kids, we've got to go weed today. But when you bring people to a hockey game, it's so on, it's so big, it's a blast. People who come to the games leave just saying, I can't believe I was just watching 10, 11, and 12-year-old kids skate like that.
Wow, I'm getting really excited about
Mhm.
coming to see a game. That's awesome. Okay, but let's talk a little bit about the danger and injuries, only because, no, not only because, there was a pretty prominent young man, 23-year-old, you probably know his name, who died recently. He was a hockey player. You guys know who that is?
I
It's in
didn't
the
catch
news.
that.
It's in the news. Young guy, Canadian, I think, 23 years old, injury, head injury. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry you guys didn't know that. I thought you would.
It's
know.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I thought you guys would know who that was, so we'll chat about that. But no need to go into that in detail. Let's talk a little bit more about injuries, recovering from them, what you have to eat to stay fit, how often you practice, how much skating you got to do on the side, how much you think about hockey, dream about hockey, and play hockey. Who wants to go first? All right, Kainoa. What do you do to stay in shape?
Well, I just like to run around a lot.
Run. So do you run for fitness?
For PE, yeah.
Okay, and that helps you with skating?
Yeah, it keeps me in shape a lot.
Okay, all right. Do you also have to practice a lot? Does the team get together and practice a lot?
Yeah,
Okay, how often?
maybe like 2-3 times a week.
That's a lot of skating. My gosh. Wow. Do you get dressed in yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Hello. You sure would. Yeah. Okay, and Cole, how much food do you think you have to eat to get ready for a game, and how do you stay fit?
Pretty much, no energy drinks, probably not. Probably like trail mix, cereal.
Oh, come on, it's Takis. Takis and hockey, that's what he consumes. It's really remarkable. We don't know how he does it.
What are
But
Takis?
Takis are, you ever see a dye bomb bag, at the bank? You know, that when somebody robs a bank and they open up the bag and it sprays out the red stuff?
Yes.
It's this flavored really hot. They're like Cheetos, but they're on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Cole
They're
lives
good
on.
though.
Yeah, they're good, right?
Yeah.
How do you spell this? T-A, Takis?
Takis.
Yeah, Takis. It's a different world, but it's really good. You don't drink energy drinks, do you?
No.
No, good for you. And we don't have Cole drink those either.
Why? I wouldn't. I thought they would at work.
It's,
I drink Red Bull.
No, please. It's just funny. Some of the kids do. We prefer that they do not. But a lot of hockey coaches will say the best way to train for hockey is to play hockey. It's not like other sports. You're skating a lot. It's not like they'll tell you to go out and run. They do a little bit of dry land. So
Yeah.
what's a typical dry land workout?
Maybe stretching at first, and then we'll run up and down the stairs, and then do a few push-ups and sit-ups.
So that's a dry land workout. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no real dry land strategy because you can't really do much puck on dry land.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, skating, more skating, and then did I mention skating? Okay. So what about injuries? Have you either been Cole? Have you been injured?
A little bit.
Okay. And how do you avoid them?
Like if someone like is coming at you, go whoop,
Oh, okay.
What do they call that?
tricking.
A deke.
Oh,
A deke?
a
Yeah,
deke.
you do. You have to be pretty light on your feet.
Right.
Yeah, because the best way to get out of the way is to duck and finesse the players.
Yeah, and make a move.
Yeah.
All right. You make your move.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys have to be really fast. You got to keep your eyes open and see what's coming. But what if someone's coming from behind you? Like there's a whole bunch of people fighting over a puck, and you're not going to be not looking at that. I guess you're going to be watching it the whole time, so you wouldn't ever be slammed from behind. Is that about right?
But it does happen.
Yeah.
It is part of the game. Skate with your head up and skate fast, and you always have to be aware.
Gosh,
It's,
it's amazing.
yeah, and as we watch it, the kids have been banged up here and there. We've had a couple of concussions, but basically they're so armored up. You have
Yeah.
some pretty good equipment.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to like get hurt bad enough to where you leave the game. It's
that right?
it's rare, yeah.
What's the worst injury you've had, kind of?
Maybe just getting a skate to the thigh right here. I wasn't cut, but it hurt a lot.
Just thinking about that. Ow! You weren't cut?
No,
Because you had a thigh pad or something on?
my sock actually protected me.
Golly, So cutting, you could be cut. I don't
Yes.
even know why I didn't think of that. I was thinking more of the stick and the puck and all that. So you could be cut too. Yikes, you guys are brave. Absolutely amazing. Now, Cole, your little sister's here. What's her name?
Aubree.
Aubree. Okay, Aubree, you want to say something to us about skating? I think you've been dying to say something. Are you a skater?
Yeah.
Okay, are you a good skater?
Yeah.
I bet you are. When did you start?
I think when I was
2. And how old are you now?
5.
Wow. Okay, so are you going to be playing hockey, do you think?
I'm thinking about it
You are. Is that going to take a while for you to think it through?
now.
No. We're coming up to a decision pretty soon here, folks. Okay, so
You want Pavel to coach you, don't you?
Now.
who's that?
Let's talk about Pavel, because it's another part of the game that is really interesting, is where the coaches come from.
Okay.
So Pavel is this guy. He doesn't look too scary, but he's from Slovakia. You can't really understand a word that he says. But he's an amazing coach. He's very strict, but at the same time, he's funny. He's got a sense of humor.
Move it, sweetie pie. Move it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good impression, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah? It just load a bunch of bubble gum in your mouth and try and talk. You probably get a perfect impression of the guy. Yeah,
Now
anybody?
pay attention. Go around and then pick up the ball and shoot it, alright?
Oh, I understood
That
that.
is pretty much it.
That was almost exactly.
Yeah, Pavel is pretty interesting because he's one of those guys. It's another great thing about hockey is the amount of discipline the kids get. Even though the parents pay and the kids play, they make sure you guys don't goof around.
Right. Like Pavel, if you do something, maybe if you're like late onto the ice, he'll make the whole team skate because it's a team effort.
Well, that's interesting. When you mean the whole team skate, that's like laps on the track or
Right.
something? And you're already tired, so you don't want to be putting your teammates through that by showing them.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is excellent discipline. That's great. And for anybody listening, how would somebody find out about hockey in general and where to start and who to start with in our county here in Ventura or in Santa Barbara if they wanted to have their kids get into hockey? Anybody?
I think the best way to go is over to the Channel Islands Ice Skating Center. The other thing, when people say how much hockey is there in Southern California, well, we have 3 rinks that are in a 30-minute drive from here.
That's
We have-
surprising.
Simi Valley, Valencia, and this one.
So there's a lot of ice, and I like this one here because the people are really nice at the Channel Islands Ice Skating Center. But what I like about it the most is it is a very, very strict regimen. While the kids have fun, the kids play, the kids are still taught a lot. There's really no goofing around. They have fun time, but when the coach is on, the coach is on, and it's and this is for the kids who are 7, 8, and 9.
Wow. That's
They
great.
really roll it out, yeah, and it's good for the kids because some of the other sports get a little screwier, maybe.
Kind of squirrely.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's nice to have fun. But here, this is one of the reasons why you kids learn so quickly.
Yes.
Excellent. I think there's going to be a new rink open in Goleta, just
I
a little
think
north of
there-
Santa Barbara. Brand new, spanking new.
Yeah, and a lot of good skaters come from there, so we're a little concerned.
Nothing to
We
worry
don't
about
want them
with
to
you
get, yeah,
two
we don't want
guys
them to get
there.
sucked off of our team and go up there. So we have Pavel, who is one of our coaches, and we have a few other coaches. The other thing that's great about the coaches at the rink, they're not just the best dad on the block, like maybe the guy who played a little baseball in high school. I think every single skater that we have coaching either has a title or, in college, or they played, Pavel played for their Olympic team, maybe? I know he played up.
Something international.
Yeah, he played up internationally. So the people that are teaching Cole and Kainoa are highly skilled skating coaches.
Oh, that's excellent.
Mhm.
Okay, Noah, you have a friend with you here. And would you introduce her, please? And if she has something to say, we would like to hear it.
Yeah, this is my sister, Noelani.
Noelani, hi. And you're here to watch your brother, right? You think he's doing a
Yeah.
good job?
Yeah.
Do you like going to the hockey games?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I bet it is fun to watch. Have you tried skating?
Yes.
Oh, are you going to be playing hockey?
I've tried it before. I don't know. I like it, but I don't think it's still my thing, but I'm still looking into it.
Well, if it's not your thing, that's cool. If it's not your thing. I'm just curious because it looks really hard to me. Really hard.
It's challenging because first time I went on the ice, I liked it, but then when I did a scrimmage with all these kids, it kind of got me scared, and I was only like 9-ish, and it was intense.
It sounds intense and looks intense. Well, thank you for coming to support your bro.
Yeah.
Okay, Kainoa, what's the future with you and hockey?
Trying to get a scholarship.
Where would you like to go?
Maybe Michigan.
Excellent choice. All right, you're probably headed
These
there.
schools like Notre Dame, Michigan, they quite often get into the finals, and what do they call the finals?
The Frozen Four.
The Frozen Four. Instead of the Final Four, it's the Frozen Four, and those are some of the premier hockey schools. You get a lot out of Boston. You get Minnesota. I think South Dakota has an incredible team. A lot of cold country. You get some good players, but Notre Dame, where Cole's mommy's daddy graduated from, has a terrific hockey team, and that is a good way to go.
Okay, so Cole, you think you might have a future in hockey?
I'm gonna go to Notre Dame.
You're going to Notre Dame. Right on, Dan. I really, really appreciate that, and I think your little sister is still thinking about skating herself. We'll have to. What we'll do is call you up someday, Aubree, and we'll ask you if you made up your mind on hockey. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
Yes? What are some of the other options besides hockey that you're thinking about?
Aubree, what else might you do?
I might play hockey.
Okay,
And
hockey
besides
would be a
that?
good way.
Besides that, do you think you might dance, or is there maybe draw, be an artist, play musical instrument? You got a musical family. You guys got a huge knowledge of music. You got all kinds of options. You don't have to decide right now. You sleep on it. All right? And thank you very much for being on my show. I really appreciate it. Spence, how much time we have left?
We have just about 5 minutes. The final thing for the hockey families that we are, it's a great group of people, very very close knit. We travel a lot, and you go to beautiful cities like Bakersfield and Fresno and lots of. But we also played in San Francisco, and we played in San Diego. And it's something that everybody should at least try. I kid you not. When you get into this sport, it's a different thing. I've seen baseball through and through. I've seen a lot of sports in my time, but hockey is absolutely different.
All right. Having said that, Cole, what's your dad look like on skates?
He looks good, but he has to use the board a lot.
Okay. So busted.
And using them like this,
Oh.
yeah. Not using the boards as one would aggressively, as a crutch.
Hands on the board.
It's a one-handed walker. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
That's what I
The
looked
panic
at.
grab when you go to the boards. And for these kids, another thing that comes up for them is, and you pointed it out early in the show, when you learn how to play hockey, quite often you're learning how to skate. At the same time, you're learning how to handle a puck. At the same time, you're learning how to pass, and it's all of these disciplines moving through at once, and it's a weird thing where they get it, and
Yeah,
you
that's
remember when you
remarkable.
first all of a sudden kind of got it. It's this change that happens rather abruptly, where they go from sort of thrashing around to suddenly you look at them and you say, my goodness, they can play.
It's remarkable that they multitask right from the beginning, from
Yeah,
skates all the way
that's it.
to a score.
Yeah, from the get-go, they usually put a stick in your hand and have you start skating.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's something. All right, one last thing each you'd like to say.
Can we do favorite players?
What's that? Oh yeah, let's run off like your top 3, quick.
Brown, Ovechkin, Crosby.
Excellent, and yours?
Evgeny Malkin, Drew Doughty, and Pavel Datsyuk.
Pavel, the coach?
No.
Different Pavels.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
Pavels all over the place. I guess it's their version of like
Here a
John.
Pavel, there a Pavel,
It's
everywhere a
it's
Pavel,
something
Pavel.
like that. Yeah, and how fun is it to score on your brother?
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, you got a bro in it too.
He's a goalie.
Yeah. I love to rub it in
Oh.
his face.
Oh, he's got to be one of your favorite players
No.
then. Not so much, okay. All right, guys. Again, thank you everyone for coming, and Mom's. Mom's been in background, and Journey's been filming it for us, so we may put a little bit of this up online somewhere in social media. All right, so Spencer going to take us out with another very cool song, and maybe an ad for the Breeze or the Yacht Club. something
Yeah,
like
let's
that.
play something that they used to get the Kings out on the ice. How about that?
Excellent choice. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for Horsepower for an hour.
Come on. Wait for it. Here we go. Hang on.
You ready to skate?
Hang on.